Good afternoon, welcome to the Professor Maima Show. Hope you are doing well wherever watching me from around the world. Please subscribe, share, and like this video. So today I want to talk about something that's going on. Kenyan universities are in total shambles. They had gone on strike, the universities. Uh, it was about pay increment. They were given some pay increment. Now the problem is, with the high taxation, if you do the math, the pay increment is like 10,000 per month. So if they backdate it, it's as if these people receive the lecturers over those, I don't know, 2 years. It's as if they receive 120,000. Imagine. After all that strike, the tear gas and all that. That's why we are talking about Kenyan universities not needed. Kenyan universities not needed. There's this other one which is called More University that is going on to, that's not doing very well. I don't know, the lectures have not been paid for, I think, nearly 2 years. So the other day I heard they have written, they have written, I don't know, a deal with the government, and then some money has been forwarded to them. So I don't know how it's going to work because that's not the full salary. Because I don't know how someone can be going to a university to teach and they are not getting paid, isn't it? It's just pure madness or nonsense. Hmm? So that's why I'm saying Kenya University is not needed. The way the Kenyan society is set up, it doesn't really need universities. Here I'm talking about in terms of research. In fact, they don't see the need of universities. Why go to university when you can become an MCA who has never gone to school or is a school dropout? In fact, most people in leadership like MCAs don't even go to school. There are very few who have basic education. Majority are school dropouts. So once they get that power, they're running an equivalent of, I don't know, something to do with nearly 2 million shillings per month. That is $20,000 per month. 2 million. While a full professor can get only $2,000. So look at the difference. Professor $2,000 per month, give or take, and an MC has never gone to school or a school dropout, $20,000. 2 million to 200,000. That's what I'm saying. Kenya universities not needed. We just need what the government need to do. Just shut all the universities and tell these young men and women to go and do what they need, to go and do other things. Imagine wasting all that money in university. You become a professor, you become a lecturer, an assistant lecturer, and there are no jobs. Because the ones who are there, they can't leave. Someone who wants to become a lecturer until or a professor until maybe they are 90 years, which is good for them. They have to survive. But where would the young ones go in like us? The people who taught us when I joined university, do my master's over 20 years ago, they're still teaching. So where will people like Professor Maima enter? That's what I'm saying. We need to, Kenya University is not needed. Because the Kenyan society, government, instead of the government, don't see the importance of knowledge. The reason why the Asian countries, we are talking of India, we are talking of, let's say China, the Asian, yeah, India, China, Thailand, we used to call them the Tiger nations, are doing very well, is because they've invested in technology and knowledge. So if you have a situation whereby people cannot even value knowledge, you see, like now a country like Thailand, let's take Thailand, and another one is South Korea. Thailand and South Korea, at independence, Kenya was ahead of them because the people who had colonized Kenya, the Britain, had really invested in Kenya's infrastructure and buildings and also farming. So we were ahead of Thailand and South Korea. I remember even there's a story that we gave some loan to South Korea at independence. Look at now. South Korea is big in artificial intelligence. They are big in robots. They are big in, I don't know, these things, I don't know, which are made for, these things that are used to make, I don't know, components, things like those. As I was saying, the Kenyan universities are not investing in knowledge and skills. They are not investing in research. That's what I'm saying. Kenyan universities is not needed. At independence, we are at the same level with these tiger nations, the likes of South Korea, Indonesia. But now they're into artificial intelligence. They're into robots. They're into these components that are used in, I don't know, in this electronic. There's a word they use, even I've forgotten. Taiwan is very good in those components that are used to make electric gadgets, whether it's a television, I don't know, there's a word they use. They're into these gadgets. There's something they use, there's a gadget they use into this electronics. You cannot do without it. So Taiwan is big in that. Another country that is big in that is South Korea. China is trying to get up, but those countries are ahead of them. That's what I'm saying. Kenyan universities not not needed, because they were set up. We have a society that people use shortcuts to get money, to get power. They don't really see that you can, from this farm, people can do big farm, even bigger farm. This is small. This is just for subsistence, just for survival. But they don't see that you can have thousands of acres, and then you do it's called what? You do value addition, you do industries, then you do technology. You can use technology like I was seeing, there's young people these days, they do, it's called greenhouse. And then once they do the greenhouse, they put cameras that can measure even the temperature in the greenhouse, the soil. Then they can tell the owner of the farm whether the water needs, plants need watering, they need anything like that, isn't it? Hmm? So I was hearing something doing at the back. I don't know if it's a bird. Let me show you. There's a bird here in the farm here that I'm watching. You see the way our farm is doing. You have the maize rows, you have the beans, and what have you. Yes. So I continue. So you find that these countries have invested a lot in technology. So the universities are important because they know they want to produce graduates who are at par of what the country is doing. So they put in $1 billion in their universities for research, so that those universities are like incubation centers for the future scientists and inventors. If a young man in a South Korean university or Taiwan comes up with an idea, the university already has a mechanism. They can apply for a grant to do the research, and even the outside the factories or the industries are ready to even poach them. So the universities are always well sourced with money from the from the government, from companies, to keep on doing research because they're competing with other countries. That's why I'm saying Kenya universities not needed. What is the vision of Kenya for the next 100 years? We know the vision of the tiger, it's called the tiger nations, Asian tigers, is to be superpower led by China. What is the vision of Kenya in the next 100 years? Is it just grabbing money by leaders to build castles while the majority of people have nothing? And then you have a revolution or a civil war like Sudan here, and you go to zero. We don't have a vision. That's why I'm saying to make someone like Professor Mema to be the president of Kenya, what I would start with is, first of all, once I've done the basics, I told you we have to industrialize, we have to ensure we can have enough food for ourselves, we have to have enough infrastructure, roads, railways, you name it. Then we need to focus on our universities. Our universities are in total shambles. We need to do a situation whereby our universities have, our education system in fact is in shambles. We need to invest a lot in our education system, our universities. Our professors and teachers should be the role models, not criminals who sell drugs and then they come on social media to show off for the young men and women. So many young men have died in this country because of engaging in drug abuse, engaging in this just crime to earn money. They use crime to earn money, and then because those criminals just use them and they kill them, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. Kenya University is not needed. So if you were to make me as the president of Kenya, once I've taken care of the basics, that is food for all, food security, what else? Industrialization, value addition, jobs, infrastructure, roads, rail networks, airports. I'll put a lot of money in our universities to come up with products, to be innovative, to ensure that we can compete with other superpowers. We should be able, we have Elon Musk here in Kenya and Africa, but there's no opportunity, there's no support system, because the university should be an incubation center for our geniuses, for innovators. And then industries come and buy the idea from these young men and support it. You have a good idea, the university has incubated it, and then factories, because they're connected to the university, they pick it up and run with it, the way China does. So that our professors and lecturers, teachers become role models, whereby the lowest teacher, whether they're teaching playgroup, they're running a minimum of $1,000 minimum, up to $10,000 professor. Now there, you'll be having some, it's called what? You'll be having some respect for teachers. But as it stands now, the lowest paid teacher, some of them are paid $5 per month. $5 for a teacher. For a professor, $2,000. You see, we're so far ahead. We don't really see the future because we don't have vision. And vision is knowledge. Without knowledge, even the good book says, without knowledge, my people are lost. That's why Africa are lost. We have never invested in knowledge, innovation, creativity, technology, zero. That's why I'm saying Kenya University is not needed. They are collapsing. In fact, this is my prediction. If the status quo does not change, Kenya Universities in the next 10 years, they'll all have gone collapsed. People will be doing, I don't know what, they'll go and learn technical courses or learn other things, I don't know. So we are in a big predicament. Our universities are on the verge of collapse and nothing is being done. That's why I'm talking about Kenyan universities not needed. There needs to be a change very fast. Our universities need to invest in knowledge, technology, and what have you, isn't it? So this is the Professor Mahima Show. I want to pray for you who's watching me, that you have a long life, you become rich and prosperous, not only you, your children, grandchildren, and all your generations. Pray for myself to get big money for a technological university that can be used to manufacture products that can be used here in Africa and worldwide, and also to generate jobs for these young Gen Zs, to train future entrepreneurs, and to take Africa to the next level. That's my prayer, amen. And also, if you like what I've said on our channel, you can send something on the mobile M-Pesa down there, +254 769 729 327. I repeat again, mobile M-Pesa, +254 769 729 327. And as I always say, Gwere Kwanana Gwaheri.